Welcome back
to
Drink Read Fabio.
I'm Kate Brimmer.
And I'm Sophia Kaiafas. And this week we're doing an OG Drink Read Fabio video. Holiday theme.
Yeah.
As you can maybe see. So basically what an OG video means is that I'm going to recommend a book that I really love, and I created a cocktail based on that based on that book. And Kate has read a really cheesy, cringy romance book, and she's going to tell us the storyline and rate it for us.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
What'd you make?
So, today we're talking about The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Girl, this book, she's everything. Also,
Signed
by bestie. Basically,
Bestie.
we're best friends with Elle Kennedy. Just kidding. We met her at a book signing.
Her.
So, we just gotta show you off, to Sophia. That's me.
I'm excited. I haven't read this one yet.
Yeah, Kay hasn't read this one. It's like everything you want from like this kind of book.
Yeah.
It's a hockey romance
Love.
between Garrett and Hannah. Garrett is a hockey player, and Hannah is in one of Garrett's classes, and she's a very good student, and she ends up getting a really good grade on a test that he did not get such a good grade on, and he's not doing so hot in the class. And which means that he's not going to get to play in the game, and their team is like going to the championships or whatever.
Rip.
So he asks her to tutor him, and after much convincing, she agrees, and they become friends. And then y'all see this cover. You know what's coming. But it's maybe there's more. And it's very, very spicy, I will say.
Spice, spice, spice.
So today I made an icy looking drink for us. Winter, ice, hockey,
All together.
all the things. So it's like a coconut, pineapple, blue curacao drink.
Yum. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's good. It's watered down a bit.
I was about to say mine tastes kind of like water.
If you want to get drunk and you want to drink water at the same time, it tastes like that.
Just make it and then let it sit here for 30 minutes,
Mhm.
and then it'll taste really nice and easy.
Yeah, my camera was gonna die, so it's been sitting here with the ice melting. But
It's so good.
still good. Doesn't taste like really anything that much. So that's great if you want to get lit.
Moving on. You guys
Yes.
ready? This is my new favorite thing.
The secret.
Pulling it out behind my bookshelf.
Yes.
I chose An Amish Proposal for Christmas.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes.
Who's reading this? Only
By
Amish
Vannetta Chapman.
So their outfits.
I know their outfits. I found in my deep dark search of looking for a great silly Christmas book, a whole section of romance novels for the Amish community. There's a whole section.
So we need to read all of them.
Yes.
No.
Anyway, so I'm going to start off by saying that this is a little shame on me, because I'm kind of mad at myself for this, and because it honestly wasn't that bad. It was, and I was expecting, based on the cover and everything, for it to be really silly and really obnoxious.
Yeah.
But it's really just a romance novel for the Amish community.
Sure.
And they deserve romance novels too. It was well written and everything. With that being said, Rebecca, because they're all named after the biblical characters.
Sure.
Has worked on her father's market. So her father owns this huge market in town. Okay. And also, it's supposed to be a Christmas novel. It starts in May.
What? In this tiny little book?
Yes, it starts in May.
Okay.
So I was like, how is this Christmas? Anyway. Her whole life, and she really wants to escape and travel the world. She's only lived in this one little town her whole entire life, and it's very rare for her community, for especially women to leave. But all she wants to do is experience something new.
Yeah.
And she is really excited because her father found a replacement for her so that she can then go off and join this crisis ministry where they go off to different places around the United States that had like natural disasters, and they help out to rebuild and spread like the word of Christ, yada yada. And she's really, really excited. And when she told her father about this, he said, okay, here are the guidelines if you're going to leave and not, because she's basically her dad's right-hand man at this market. She's like second in command.
Yeah.
You need to stay until I find a replacement for you, and then you need to help train your replacement for 90 days.
Okay.
She's like, okay, deal. He finds a replacement for her, and she's over the moon because that means in 3 months she can start her with the ministry, and she like lets them know that she can start then, and is very excited. Gideon is on the bus on the way to Indiana from Texas, and he does not want to be moving. His parents kind of forced him into taking this job, and he is regretting every second of it and already wants to turn around before he even gets there.
Of course. Of course.
He arrives and is immediately a super grump. Full on super grump. All he talks about is Texas. These girls are like, why do you keep talking about Texas? You're so annoying. And all he talks about is how much better Texas is than everything. He's like, oh, there's too many people here. The market has so many, like, Englishmen who are the people, like, what they call people that aren't Amish.
Yeah. Could not be us. Talking about Texas.
Literally. And he kind of starts, like, he struggles a little bit learning the ropes at the beginning. He's like, I don't really know what's going on. Like, there's so many people. There's so many tasks to do. And he just really is like, I just want to go home. Being such a little crybaby.
Crybaby boy.
So Rebecca starts to lose hope because she knows that if he doesn't stay and take over, she can't go and, like, pursue her dream.
So she's like...
She's like, you know what's a great idea? I'm going to invite him to go to the buggy races with me. Buggy races. And shove all of my single friends in front of him, because if he has a wife, he won't want to leave.
She be thinking into that for that long haul.
Yep. So she asks him, and he's like, you're asking me to hang out with you? Like, we're not really friends, but, like, I guess I'll want to go.
Yeah.
And so he's actually kind of excited about it. It's duo perspective.
Okay.
So it kind of flips back and forth, which is really fun as well. So it's now his perspective, and he's, like, kind of excited and, like, saying, you know what, maybe this will be good. He goes, and the minute that they hit the buggy races, all of her friends, including one of her sisters, surrounds him and, like, starts just, like, talking his ear off. And all of a sudden he looks around and Rebecca just, like, disappeared. Like, she walked away, like, to, like, go somewhere else. And he, like, already knows what's up. He's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me?
Talk your ear off about what? Like, hey? Or, like...
They're just like, oh my gosh, so tell me about Texas.
Today I did chores. And tomorrow I'll do more chores. Yeah.
Except one of her sisters, this is like a little backstory thing, but one of Rebecca's sisters actually creates gadgets.
Oh, that's cool.
And, like, finds ways to, because they can't use electricity, so, like, finds ways, they're Amish.
It's just so weird.
Finds ways to, like, use solar panels and stuff to power batteries to then power fans and things like that.
I mean, good for her, but, like...
Finding loopholes. Finding loopholes. But anyway, Gideon figures out what's going on and is kind of pissed about it. So finally, when Rebecca comes back, he's like, you know what? I'm going to get back at her. And he acts like he's infatuated with Rebecca in front of all these single girls.
Is that
until
allowed?
All the girls, yeah, he's just like,
love your bonnet, girl.
He's more like, oh, Rebecca, where are you? Like, I was saving the seat for you. Aren't you going to come sit next to me? Like, I got this for you. Like, this is what you like, don't you? You know, like, all those, like, chivalrous things. And so all of her friends slowly leave.
They're like, he didn't ask me about my bonnets, so I guess he doesn't like me.
Anyway, she's, like, super annoyed, and he's, like, all smug. He's like, I got her. And it's just, like, the first time Rebecca actually sees him slightly happy and having a good time is when he, like, bested her. And she's like, oh, it's kind of cool to see him, like, not be so grumpy, but like at expense to me, but still, it's kind of cool. There's another side to him. That
She's
is
like, wait.
You fought back?
He hates everyone but me?
Slowly after this time, their friendship starts developing. Because they're spending so much time together at the market, you know, because she's teaching him all the ropes, how to do things. Especially this first month, it's all hands-on, just like her walking him through everything.
Yeah.
He's shadowing her the whole time. And they kind of are like, oh, you're not that bad. But it's very, very friendly. It's all like, okay, you're not actually an asshole. Okay, we can actually work together, and this could be a good situation. And, you know, he asks her about the mission trip that she's wanting to go on, things like that. Very nice, getting to know each other. She invites him over to dinner to meet, like, her sisters, because her dad and him also work very close.
Yeah.
Because her dad's the boss of the market. And he meets the whole family, and they have, like, this great, fun friendship starting to form.
Sure.
He promises then that he will stay till the end of the training session to make his decision. Because before this, he was like, I'm leaving tomorrow sometimes, you know? He's like, I'm going. But now he's finally like, you know what? I'll stay the 90 days. I'll try it out. Let me give it a
90-day
go.
fiance.
So the next step in their training makes it so they don't see each other very often. So now they're splitting tasks. And so he's going to one side, she's going to the other, and they rarely see each other.
Yeah.
And Gideon's like, I don't love this. Like, I kind of miss her. This is weird. Like, she's my friend and I never get to see her. So then he starts, like, asking if she wants to, like, go to lunch with him or stuff. Like, he loves this pretzel place. So he's like, let's go to the pretzel place. I don't know.
Would you like to go get some pretzels with me, darling?
Oh, he's really yum. They're like soft
Wear your
pretzels.
best bonnet for me, love.
What is it with you and bonnets?
I don't know, it's just... No
What they wear. But he, like, fixes it a couple times because her hair starts to come out. He's like, let me tuck that away for you, girl. Anyway.
Oh, man, okay.
Woo! So,
Yeah.
he starts to realize that, like, she's actually really beautiful. And, like, really hot.
Really
Really
hot.
hot.
Really,
Really hot.
really hot. Right there. In her... Whatever that's called. Her
I don't know what it's called. I forgot.
bonnet. Yeah.
But
It's not focused.
they start hanging out more and more and outside of work now because that's the only time they can hang out is outside of work because when they're working they're not really together. And he kind of starts to realize he likes her more than just a friend.
No way.
So one day after hanging out, it's actually right before her birthday, he goes and has dinner with her at her house. And then he leaves and confesses his feelings for her and kisses her.
Are they allowed to do that?
They're allowed to kiss. He asks her what she's doing for her birthday. And he plans like this whole cute little thing for her birthday.
Yeah.
And they do that. So after her birthday, she kind of confesses that she likes him as well. And they start their courtship.
But girlie, I thought you were going somewhere else.
Okay, we're not done. We're not done. They start hanging out pretty frequently and getting to know each other.
And her 50 sisters and brothers.
She only has like 8, okay? And they're all girls. I think there's a series.
Her 8 sisters.
You know how it is like with these kind of books. I think there's a bunch of them and each sister has their own story. Because they're the talk of the town because it's a family. Yes, it's a family of like all that has all daughters and none of them are married, and that's really big. Because like in the Amish community, people got married really young.
When they're like 15.
Not that young, but like 19. And so she's 24, so she's a little bit
old.
Past
She's
her
an old
prime.
hag.
Past her prime.
Yeah. 24. So old.
So anyway,
We're 24.
Anyway, his 90 days is close to an end.
Sure.
And he decides that he wants to stay on full time. He's like, you know what? I'm really getting good at this job. I like this girl. I like this family. You know what? I'm going to go. I'm
Bruh. What about Texas?
He doesn't want to go to Texas anymore. He realizes that he was using it as a crutch.
Of course.
Yep. Anyway, he goes to her father to tell him that he's staying. And he finds her father clutching his chest in his office.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Daddy.
I know. So they rush him to the hospital because obviously he's having a heart attack. And everybody is very, very upset. They're all waiting in the waiting room and are just kind of...
All 8 sisters.
Yes. they're just praying that nothing bad happens and are waiting for him to leave surgery. Because everybody was so nervous about her dad, their dad, obviously, he forgets to tell her that he chose to stay. So her father survives. He comes home and they're all just like taking care of him with strict orders from the doctor that he cannot be working as much as he has been. The dad is too stressed, and that is what's really affecting his heart, and he needs to take a breather.
Sure.
So she's watching over her father some more and decides to take on more of his responsibilities at the market. And one day when she's talking with her father, he like mentions that, oh, it'll be okay because Gideon's staying now. You know, he can take over more of my responsibilities. And she's like, what? He's staying?
What?
So she gets upset because why didn't he tell her?
Yeah, bestie. You're supposed to be besties with me.
They're like kissing now. And then goes to confront him. So they actually talk through it with like adults, which I thought was very good. Mm-hmm. And basically he's like, you know, with everything going on, it was just not a good time, and I didn't want you to feel like I was staying because of your dad. I want you to know that I made that decision before it happened, and I didn't want you to feel like I felt pressured into this, yada yada yada. It just was never a good time. She's like, okay, I understand. And then he tells her that he's in love with her.
My God.
Very quick. And she, at that moment, is unable to answer him because in her mind, she's thinking, I still want to go on my mission. I still want to do all these things, and I don't want to be stuck here.
Yeah.
She doesn't really know how to tell him this.
Yeah.
So the next day, she gets a call from the ministry, like the crisis ministry, and they say that there has been an emergency, and if she can join them, could she get on a bus the next morning at 6 a.m. to come join and help? And she is having a really hard time with it. She goes to her father and she's talking to him, and he's telling her, you know, Rebecca, this is your dream.
Yeah.
You should never let anybody else hold you back from your dream.
No, man.
And it's more like she feels like she's letting down her family and the market, and her dad has just been sick. And he's like, you know, from this experience, like, the last thing I want to do to you is make you feel like you have to stay. So she decides to go. She calls up the ministry, tells them she is definitely coming to get her bus ticket, and then goes to try to find Gideon to tell him. Gideon to tell him, but cannot find him, and he's really stressed out with the market right now. Work's been crazy. There's all these things going wrong, so Gideon is like fully taking care of that, and she has like literally 10 hours to pack and like get her whole life together before she leaves. So she's like, you know what, I'll talk to him after dinner. I don't have time right now. I need to go get everything done.
Sure.
After dinner, she goes to the place where Gideon's staying, and Gideon is staying with this older man. Another backstory that's not really important. And this older man has this overnight doctor's appointment that where they kind of test all of to make sure everything's going well, and he has to sleep during it. And Gideon has taken him to that overnight appointment already, and he's going to be in the hospital all night long.
Oh,
so she's not able to tell Gideon that she's leaving.
Oh, no.
I know. So she writes him a letter, because another thing, they don't have cell phones. They can't use phones. They can use phones at work. Their like head guy lets them use phones for like landlines for work, but at the market. But that's about it.
So weird.
So she writes him a letter, delivers it, and then leaves the next morning for her mission.
On her little parchment paper with a quill pen.
Yes. When Gideon gets back from the hospital, he reads the letter and is devastated. And the reason why he's so upset is because he feels like she left because he scared her away, because he confessed that he loved her, and she wasn't ready for that.
Okay.
And he's like...
It's not all about you, Gideon.
He is happy that she's following her dream. He's like, I'm really happy that she's doing this and she's not letting me hold her back.
Yeah.
But it still frickin' sucks.
Yeah.
But he writes back to her, and they start writing to each other every week.
I don't know what Amish people do. I'm just like, I just know they churn butter.
Well, they're not allowed to use electricity, so how else are you going to make butter?
Exactly.
You gotta shake it, I guess.
They don't shake it.
I make butter by shaking it.
They churn with the thing.
That's easier than shaking it. It goes
Yeah.
faster. Have you ever shaken butter? It's really fun. I do it a lot.
Have you seen that girl on TikTok that used to be Amish and she
goes like that.
She's like churning the butter in her roommate in her roommate's living room with all of them.
That's so
funny.
funny.
Have you seen that?
No.
It's so funny. It's like this ex-Amish girl and she lives with non-Amish people and it's like 2 other girls I think and they're all roommates and the girl's like tells them all about her Amish life and they play games with her where they'll show her like celebrities and they're like, who is this? And she doesn't know any of them.
Oh my gosh, that's
but they're
so
like
funny.
people that all of us would
like
know.
Justin Bieber or something.
Yeah, or like Beyonce.
Oh my
and
gosh.
she's like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
like she'll
so
guess
funny.
and it's hilarious. And she churns butter in their living room.
That's amazing.
Anyway.
I mean, fresh butter is so much better than butter from the store. Anyway. Slowly, Rebecca starts feeling guilty for writing to him because she thinks that she's holding him back. She's not really ready to come home. She's having a great time traveling the U.S. She is. She's like, I finally get to learn something new and I'm experiencing all these new things and I feel really important.
Yeah.
And I don't really want to come back home and I feel like I'm holding him back because he's just waiting for me and I don't want to be waited on. Mm-hmm. So she stops responding to his letters. I know.
Boom.
Which I wish she would have at least sent one letter being like, I'm letting you go. I don't want, like, saying all these things, but she just kind of ghosts him. Amish ghosts by not responding to letters.
Amish ghosting.
So this is like 5 or so months later. So
Okay.
now we're finally getting to like late November.
Oh my god.
They have
Christmas.
They
but
have
it's
to,
not even mainly Christmas.
I know it's not. That's what I was saying. I was like, the majority of the book is done during the summer.
So
The only thing that's Christmassy is she's like obsessed with Christmas.
is the proposal for Christmas.
Yeah, I guess. But she's obsessed with Christmas, so like even in the summer she's singing Christmas carols and stuff.
Oh my god.
She's like,
I did that when I was like 4.
She's like breaking and she's like, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Anyway,
No.
Anyway,
Rebecca,
still young.
are you okay?
So 5 months or so in, it's close to Christmas and she's starting to get a little bit homesick. She's thinking, you know, I think she's in Florida at the time, so it's warm, and she's thinking, I miss Indiana. I bet they're having a white Christmas this year.
Yeah.
And I just really want to be with my family for the holidays. You know, I love Christmas, and I just
my
like
family, Lisa, Lucy,
those are
Georgia.
not even biblical names.
Mary, 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 Eve, Mary, Rebecca.
Good. So she talks to her boss and is like, you know what, I really need to go home. So she books the overnight bus home and is terrified to see Gideon. She's like, I feel so bad. I just kind of ghosted him. I don't even know if he's like moved on or if he's seeing anybody else. Don't know what's happening. So
on that Amish Tinder. He's looking around.
He's watching at the market. Anyway, when she gets home, it is a winter wonderland. It's beautiful. There's snow everywhere. And she's like, yes, Indiana. And she is so happy. Her whole family is so excited to see her. And she is just so thankful to be with them during the holidays. Gideon finds her and they embrace and are very excited to see each other. And then they go to talk about what's been going on.
Sure.
So she apologizes for not responding, but basically explained that she felt guilty about, you know, not wanting to go home yet, and like she didn't want to feel like she was holding him back. And he was like, you're the only person I ever want to be with for the rest of my life. I will only love you forever and ever.
Okay, bruh.
She confesses that she loves him too. And he proposes. Because it's an Amish proposal for Christmas.
Because he wants that and he can't get it.
A few months later, they're married and living happily ever after.
And pregnant.
The end.
I'm kidding.
Who knows?
Are you pregnant?
No.
Oh. But she still got that bonnet.
Yeah!
Yay!
And that is an Amish proposal for Christmas by Vannetta Chapman.
Vannetta girl. Vanetta's probably Amish too.
I wonder.
She probably has to be. Why would you
grew up Amish?
Why would you write Amish love stories?
Oh yeah, there's a whole Bible quote in the back.
Bible
verse.
Quote.
Yeah, it doesn't say.
I mean, if you're writing multiple Amish books, you're probably Amish.
Yep. But anyway, yes. This was basically just like a cute little romance novel set in the Amish community because Amish people deserve romance too. And they cannot read the smut we like to read because that's a sin.
Yeah.
That is a sin.
They deserve a lot of things. More than just romance. Let's rate it. So we like to rate our books on a scale of how drunk you need to be to say you actually enjoyed the book. So we start with slightly buzzed, tipsy, drunk, stumbling, and then blackout. Blackout. Okay, so what was it?
Slightly buzzed.
Wow.
It wasn't that bad. The writing was well done. It was honestly kind of interesting. Would it be like my cup of tea on a regular day? No, but I'm also not Amish. But I feel like if I grew up in the Amish culture, I would totally be all over these. You know?
Oh gosh.
I'd be all over them.
I'm so glad you didn't grow up in the Amish community. I'm so glad.
Can you imagine? I mean, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes, you know?
Yeah, good thing though.
If I was named Rebecca and all of my laws were dictated by
but then
one
we couldn't
man.
kiss. So I think you can.
I can't be Amish.
She can't understand.
I can't understand. How would I?
Because how can you not?
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
That was that.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.
And all you Amish people out there, tell us what you think.
They're Amish. They can't be watching us.
They don't have screens.
They can't watch us.
To all our Amish fans.
Oh, yeah. Alright, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, do all the things, and we'll see you next time on
Drink Read Fabio.